My little ones. Okey-dokey. Here we go, here we go. All right. Welcome to another Yoga Born practice.
1 second.
Okay. I'm going to invite you to find yourself in a comfortable position. Gradually deepen the breath. And our focus today is to experiment. So I'll invite you to take a few easy breaths and to hear these words that I'm borrowing from the Language of Letting Go. It's a Melody Beattie book that I've been reading from daily for a while. Just make these words your own and see how you can reflect on them throughout this practice today. Today, I will give myself permission to experiment in life. I will stop rigidity, holding myself back, and I will jump in when jumping feels right. Help me to let go of my need to deprive myself of being alive. So let's have some fun today. Experimenting, trying something new, stepping out. And take a moment to let the hands come together in front of the heart, to take a big breath in through your nostrils, to sigh the breath out. And to let the mind be open and aware as we progress to experimenting, finding play in our practice, learning to live fully. And let's begin with the movement. Just tip your head side to side, chin high, shoulders soft. Release the hands from each other, circle the wrists around. Stretch out through your fingers. And then begin to let the hands come down so we can circle around from the low back to the waist. Move and circle and breathe. Change the direction of the motion. So again, in the reading, it's talking about keep moving, keep breathing. It talks about I will jump in when jumping feels right. So really trusting the guidance of your body over anything that I offer you. Really delighting in that opportunity. All right. And then let's take a moment to pause and reach out. Let's reach out through the left leg. Take a nice full breath in. Full breath out. Do a little lean from side to side. And then let's sit still for a few breaths. Breathe into stillness. So we create this stillness not to abstain from life, but to learn to live fully. So really expand yourself with your breath. And then feel a natural progression of the expansion of the breath, a lift of the spine. And then we could add on to complement that expansion, stretch your arms out, stretch your arms up. Let the palms flip away from each other to descend down and feel this slow motion movement in the body. And see if you can do your best to sync your breath with a slow motion movement. So I jokingly mention that this is channeling our inner sloth. Full breath in, full breath out. As someone like myself that came to the practice as a combination of the Roadrunner and the Energizer Bunny some years later here, many practices later, to channel my inner sloth is a delightful new practice. Learning to live fully, learning to slow down and delight. So one more time, take the arms up into the air and then stay there and take a breath. reach a little higher through one side of the body and then a little higher through the other side of the body, as if we were rock climbing with ease, up, up, up high, making our way up to the precipice. We'll climb over the edge and then just stretch the arms out and lift the heart. And just envision yourself breathing in the fresh air to the lungs, to the base of the spine. All right, take one more nice big breath in, and then round the back and swing your arms forward. Tuck your chin to your chest. Take a big breath in, a full breath out. And now let's investigate some motion here. Round the back and arch the back. Round the back and arch the back through means of your breath. Living fully through experimentation. And through this experimentation, play with the arms waving through the air. Play with the hand position. So I'm thinking of arms moving back and forth through an infinity sign. Arms high, arms low, chin up, chin down. Go through that motion one more time. Experiment, play, reach out through the arms. And then let your hands come together in front of your heart and just let yourself pause here. Feel yourself move into stillness. So we're formulating healthy ways of self-love, living in harmony. Take another easy breath. And then let's bring the left leg in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Round the back and arch the back. Go through that motion a few times. Round the back and arch the back. All right, and then when you're ready to explore, take your right leg off to the side. Sit here, take a breath. Wiggle up out of the waist. Do a little lean side to side. Shrug the shoulders. Roll the shoulders. Feel all of your toes. Breathe into the leg. Just feel this moment where you've kind of shaken off a little bit, and now you can sit and breathe. And now extend out through the arms. Reach up into the air, and then let the hands come down. So again, I'm really encouraging you to breathe an expansive breath, to formulate healthy ways of experimentation. So even in this rise and fall of the arms, let the arms go a little bit back. Let the arms go a little bit forward. What if one was forward and one was back, right? Instantly the brain is thinking, what just happened, right? So just giving yourself something new, learning to live fully. All right, friends, next time arms are up into the air, let yourself keep them up there and breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Do relax the shoulders a bit here. Maybe even swallow. Take a big breath in. Now let's grab the right wrist and reach up and over, a little or a lot. Trust your body. It's going to give you guidance. It's going to let you know what's up. Come into center, grab the left wrist and lean over to the right. And then rise up and circle the wrists around. And now hold your hands, interlace your fingers, and flip the palms. Now some are going to feel best to move in and out of this. So you can do that little pumping action to lubricate the wrist, to warm up that really nice soft underbelly of the forearm, to get the fingers ready for this. All right, and then some are just going to want to hang out. You might be cool with just keeping them up in the air. Bend and straighten the elbows a little bit. Woo, 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 woo. Right? Lean a little to the right and the left. Lift the heart. Relax the shoulders. Experiment. Take the arms back. Take the hands back. Take the arms forward. Take the hands forward. Move them side to side where it's just a motion in your shoulders. That's a pretty nice little flossing of the shoulders. Building some heat. Lean into your breath. All right, so now bring your hands behind the head, round your back, and arch your back. Round your back, arch the back. Do that a few more times. And now here, experiment, try something different. Let your right shoulder come down and forward more than left. Let left shoulder come down and forward more than right. Let the chin move to the left. Let the chin move to the right. Feel around into this motion. So most likely all of us have our elbows wide. Now what if elbows were to come close? Round and arch the back. What do you feel that happens differently in your body? Do you feel that through your shoulders, through your back, through your breathing? Now what if one elbow were to stay forward and one were to go off to the side? And then switch that. One elbow is forward, the other elbow off to the side. So we're experimenting, we're playing, we're shaking off rigidity. One more time, round the back, arch the back, and then let yourself drop the arms down. Pull your right leg in and give yourself a moment to sit and breathe and relax. So simply using the focus of our breath to formulate our own healthy values based on self-love. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, so at this time, I'm going to ask you to come onto your feet, come up into standing. We'll stand in the middle of the mat, facing the long end of the mat. And why don't we step our heels a little bit more to the back edge of the mat? So we're not literally in the center of the mat, but we're in the middle of the long end of the mat. And we just take a nice big breath in and a full breath out. And feel yourself standing on your naked feet. Feel any action of your toes. Can you feel the muscles of your feet? Imagine the skeletal bones of your feet. And then feel the energy rising up from the feet into your ankles, into your shins. Note your knees. Note your right knee and your left knee. Any imbalance there. There's nothing perfectly symmetrical about this body, and that's okay. Feel the lift of the spine. Notice your right hip. Notice your left hip. In standing, feel the spine get a little taller. And then across the collarbones, notice your shoulders, right shoulder, left shoulder, and how your arms dangle there. How do you feel in the comfort of your own chosen space that you're practicing in now to let your arms dangle and to literally do nothing but breathe and experiment with the breath, to feel how the body catches itself, resisting gravity, and give a little lift to the neck and a softness to the jaw. And now step the feet out a few feet, turn the toes out. We'll take ourselves down into our victory stance, our horse stance, our goddess stance, whatever wording lands for you. Just feel the body bend into the knees and then straighten the knees. Bend your knees deeply, straighten the knees. So use some of the insight you gained from simply standing to experiment with bending the knees, straightening the knees. Can I stay upright? Or would it be more accommodating for my architecture to lean forward, right? Or does the sensation today just really ring your bell to lean forward? All right, friends. So let's together bend both knees, take a breath, touch down to your mat and breathe. Go ahead and soften your toes, feel the weight in your feet. And feel the work of your legs here. Breathe into it. As we learn to live more fully, can we use the breath to live in a greater sense of harmony from the inside out? In this time of getting grounded, breathing. One more big breath in and a full breath out. Hands onto the thighs, straighten the legs, fan the arms out and up, and feel the body radiate. Let the fluctuations of the mind come back to the breath. We're going to take a warrior two to the left side. So we're going to turn the left foot out. We're going to bend the left knee. And here, what I want you to experiment with is moving the body side to side, side to side. Within the bent knee on the left leg, staying active in the right leg. Just move side to side. So some of us might be really, and some of us might be like, woo, fluid, right? So just experiment a little bit. Try to be rigid. Try to be fluid. Move through the body. Breathe in and breathe out. And then in this side-to-side motion, come into center and we'll dig down into the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Palms face the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the heart. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften the shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, finding a place of internal harmony while the fire builds. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, touch down to your mat. Bend and straighten the left knee. Sweet, sweet release. And now where the experimentation comes is walk your hands a little bit towards your left foot or all the way to your left foot. Or maybe you decide to walk your hands off to your mailbox and see if anything's arrived for you. Have some fun, experiment, play. So really, as we bring in nourishing movement and you're listening to me, you're definitely someone who's open to a little bit of play. You're open to curiosity. Big breath in so we shake off that rigidity. All right, one more full breath in. Straighten the leg, keep it straight and breathe. And breathe, not locking the knee. Micro bend to both knees. And breathe. Lengthen the spine, strengthen the legs. Experiment with repositioning the hand. And this time around, with legs straight, walk the hands towards the right. And breathe. And breathe. Micro bend to the knees. Equal presence of both feet, both hands. Breath helps you to stay established in the experimentation of living in harmony. Take one more breath in. Slowly come into center. Slowly bring the feet to each other so there's no rush and there's real grace in your motion. Even if your mind tells you otherwise, your mind telling you otherwise is rigidity. So just sigh it out. Sigh it out, shout it out, scream it out, cry it out. Let it go. You deserve more than that. Limiting thought. Hands to the knees. Round the back. Arch the back. Round the back. Arch the back. Stand up. Stretch up. Straight arrow shot to the sky. Big breath in. Full breath out. Look up. Look down. Look out. Hands in front of the heart. Big breath in. Full breath out. So a little bit of experimentation here. Shake out the arms. Lift the right leg, knee out to the side. Some wacky version of our Danielson Karate Kid move. Bring the foot down. Shake out the arms. Lift the left leg out to the side. Wobbly, wobbly. Bring the foot down. Right leg out to the side. Arms move. Bend and straighten the knee. Bring the foot down. Second side. Bend and straighten the knee. Super silly. Nothing serious. Bring the foot down. Now bring the right leg back behind you, like you're doing some weird treading water. Bring the foot down, second side, foot is down, left leg is back, and now just stand. Stand in stillness, hand on the heart, hand on the stomach, and breathe. Congratulations on shaking off the rigidity. Congratulations with experimentation. Congratulations on being present. Congratulations on nourishing yourself. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. All right, so we'll drop the arms and we'll take the feet out. So again, we'll play a little bit here in our victory pose. Bend down into your knees, straighten the knees. So bend and straighten the knees a few times. And now my thought is, what if we have one hand at our low back and one hand is just kind of dropped down towards the floor? Check it out. And then switch that. So one hand to the low back and the other arm is just down to the floor. All right. So now let's experiment. Take the arms out into goalpost, cactus arms, bend and straighten the knees. And then one arm up into the air. Bend the elbow, the other arm up into the air. And now bend and straighten the knees and the arms. Bend and straighten. Playful silliness, experimentation, shaking off the rigidity that being silly is childish or beneath you or whatever. I don't know. Maybe those are just my thoughts. All right, so one more time. Bend, stay bent, breathe in, breathe out. Touch the floor. Here's an opportunity to shine the light on progress that you've made. Equal presence on your hands, on your feet. Stretch the spine and breathe. You can look down. You can look to the right. You could look to the left. You could look through your legs. You could look out ahead of you. Take another big breath. Soften the toes. And with a deep sense of harmony, hands to the knees, to the thighs, stand up, stretch out, breathe, and breathe, and breathe. And feel the radiance coming from the center of your center. Alrighty. All right. So now let's take our warrior two to the right side. So set yourself up. Long stance here. Okay. So a few times, why don't we bend and straighten into the knee so we feel that we've got a good positioning. So your position might be different than my positioning, and that's okay. But I want you to feel the work of the leg in a way that feels like you've found stability in the knee.
You done?
Take a big breath in and a full breath out. All right, so what we're going to do is together keep the knee bent, arms extend out, and then move yourself back and forth a little bit, experimenting. Move it back and forth. And then add in rounding the back, arching the back. Feel what you do to stabilize yourself through nourishing movement, learning to live fully, experimenting. And now let's move the arms in a big circle, like we're at the car wash, while we round the back and arch the back. Feel how your toes respond, how your feet respond, the strength of the legs, change the direction of the circle. car wash, getting rid of the grit, letting us come out looking all shiny and feeling fresh and new from the inside out. One more time, round the back, arch the back, hands touch down, bend and straighten the right knee. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Now, while you bend and straighten the knee, experiment with letting the hands wander a bit towards your right foot. And breathe. All right, within the breath, straighten the right leg, keep it straight. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk your hands into center. Steady on both feet. The invitation to walk hands towards the left. A little or a lot. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Gradually bring your hands into center. Gracefully bring the feet closer. And now here's the time to experiment. Should you be someone who wants to come down into a squat, you can sink the hips low, bend the knees deeply. Any variation of a squat. And breathe. Feel the strength of the legs, the length of the spine. And then could you move a little bit in the squat? Let the head move around. Let the shoulders move around. Take a hand off of the ground. Alternate that. Take a hand up into the sky and alternate that. So really this practice is going to lubricate all the joints, get you ready for your day to handle whatever comes your way. And Lord knows something's coming our way. So let's stay grounded in the breath. Let's stay in this together. All right, one more time. Stretch the arm, stretch the other arm. And now what I'd like you to do is to make your way onto your hands and knees. So just crawl your way down on hands and knees. Round your back. Arch your back. Round your back. Arch your back. And now drag your right knee towards your right wrist and scoot the foot in. So we're just going to slowly progress to experimenting with a pigeon. Stay on the hands, come down. Anyone that prefers to do this on the back, you could literally lay on your back and just pull the right knee into the body. But here we are, just move around a little bit. Breathe into it. Breathe into it. Knee is out wide. Breathe into the sensation. Round the back, arch the back. And then when the time is right, I'm going to gradually progress onto hands and knees, round the back and arch the back. And then we've done the leg work to try that on the second side. So just give it a go. Drag the knee towards the wrist, towards the outer part of the hand. Inchworm the foot through the legs, maybe close to the inner thigh or the groin. And you could stay on the hands. You might want to sink onto the forearms. Move the head around. Move the shoulders around. Breathe into some movement of the spine. Just undulate the ribs around, up and down. Let the body get in some new movement, some nourishing movement. Right? So we have our everyday patterns from our life that the body is just, that's the track, that's the track, that's the track, right? And those things work for quite a while for a lot of us. And then eventually something says no more. So if you're someone who's lived through that, you know, and if you haven't, use this as a learning opportunity to experiment. All right, so why don't we just come back onto hands and knees, round the back, arch the back. Take this time to sink into child's pose. Some are going to want to rise up into down dog. So choose the path, the pose, the shape, the movement that you're called to right now. So you move when it feels right. So we use this practice to really build our confidence, to feel steady in our inner guidance. So we move forward, informed, connected. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And then let's take a moment to just sit. We'll sit together for a few breaths. So as you sit, I'll invite you to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So in the seated position, twist to the left and stay there for 2 cycles of your breath. After your 2 breaths, twist to the second side, 2 cycles of breath. Come into center. Give yourself a moment so we know that together we're putting the hands in front of the heart, and scan through the body. Do you have time to lay on your back in your Shavasana pose for a few minutes, for 5 minutes, to dedicate to yourself? And if you haven't heard it from anyone today, I want you to hear it from me. I love you, and I always will. So let yourself breathe in and breathe out to feel connected, to know that you have experienced yourself with me today. And I'll conclude with a song of Om. Big breath in. Bowing mind to heart. You are totally awesome. Till next time, my friend. Namaste.